Cool. So today we'll get started laying on our backs. You can have your knees bent, heels in towards the seat. Maybe you take the heels a little bit wider towards the edges of the mat. You can have the knees knocking in. And then resting, placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Taking a moment just to lay here. Tuning in, dropping into your body, settling in your space. You can feel free to let your eyes come to a gentle close. Tuning inwards, bringing your attention to the inner landscape. Noticing how the body's feeling today, as it's different every single day or every single week we come to the mat and practice. Noticing anywhere in the body you might be feeling extra tight or tense, or maybe parts of the body that feel a little bit softer and tender. And then bringing awareness to the breath. Just noticing the quality of the breath. Is the breath deep in the lower belly? Is it kind of uptight in the chest? Just noticing where you're at this morning. And we'll start by beginning to deepen the breath, lengthening the breath. As you inhale, expanding the space underneath the lower belly, widening the rib cage, filling all the way to the top of the lungs, making it expansive and wide, and just releasing with the exhale. Inhaling to fill up the lower belly, widening the rib cage, expanding the lungs. And exhale to release, clearing out. Once more deep inhale, in through the nose. Fill up, expand, widen. And exhale, release. You can keep your eyes closed or you can gently flutter them open. You can heel toe the feet so they're back in line with the hips. And if you have, you're keeping it nearby. Let me just adjust. Just make sure you guys can still see me. Where did I go? Okay. We are back, and just ping me if I freeze. So we're on the floor, laying on our back. Knees are bent. Hug the right knee into the chest. Extend the right leg straight up toward the ceiling, flexing the feet, driving up towards the heel. And you can grab for your strap here if you have one. Just wrapping it around the balls of the feet to pull that leg a little bit closer. Keeping a micro bend in the right knee so we're not overextending here. Continuing to breathe into places that feel extra tight today. Good. On the next breath, send the right foot over to the right side, opening up the hips, but keeping both hip points on the floor. So not letting that left hip lift off the ground, but keeping both hips grounded while you open up the right leg to the right side. Big open stretch. Good. And then next breath, send the right leg over to the left side, crossing the midline, keeping that right leg as straight as possible. Again, keeping both hips grounded onto the mat. Using that strap, if you have one, to bring the right leg a little bit closer in towards your chest. Keep breathing. And bring it back through center. Hug the right knee into the chest. Grab for the outer edge of the right foot with your right hand, driving the right knee into the right shoulder. Half happy baby. And then bring the right ankle over the left knee, crossing it, figure four. Hug the left knee into the chest. Keeping that right foot flexed. Good. And then next breath, keeping your legs crossed just the way it is. Let it fall over to the left side as the arms come out into a wide T position. And gaze over the right shoulder. Gentle twist. Keep breathing into the lower belly. Good. Bring everything back through center. Uncross the legs. Keeping the right foot on the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest. Then send the left leg straight up towards the ceiling, driving up towards the ceiling with that heel. Flexing firmly through the left foot. Micro bend in the left knee. If you have a strap, you can put that over the balls of the left foot. Bringing that left leg a little bit closer in towards your chest. Sending your breath, prana energy to places where it feels tight. Then opening up a left leg to the left side. Only go as far as you can without lifting the right hip off the ground. Good. Next breath, bring the left leg over to the right side, crossing through the midline. Big stretch. Really feeling it on the outer edge of the entire left leg, keeping that left leg as straight as possible. Flexing through the left toes. Keep breathing. And bring the left leg back through center. Hug the left knee into the chest. Grabbing for the outer edge of the left foot with the left hand. Left knee comes into left elbow. Happy baby. Half happy baby. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Bring the right knee into the chest. Figure four. And keeping the legs crossed, let everything fall over to the right side. Arms come out wide, gaze over the left shoulder. Relaxing that left shoulder a little bit closer down to the mat, the earth beneath you. Continuing to breathe deep, full belly breaths, expanding the lungs, the rib cage. Good. Next breath, bring it back through center, uncross the legs. Arms come alongside the body, heels in towards the seat, knees in line with the hips. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale, lifting the hips and pelvis straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lower the hips down and exhale, drive it straight up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. This time, stay here. Trying to lift up a little bit higher through the pelvis, the pubic bone. You can roll the shoulders underneath you, interlace the fingers, pressing the forearms into the mat. Can you lift your hips a little bit higher? And just holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly and gently, one vertebrae at a time, lower the hips down to the mat. Straighten out the legs to both corners of the mat. Arms come out wide above head, also to the corners of the mat, starfish. Flexing through both feet as you drive the right heel towards the right corner of the mat. Reach the left hand up towards the left corner of the mat. And as you drive the left heel towards the left corner of the mat, reach up through right hand to right corner. Once again, right heel, left hand, reach and stretch. Left heel, right hand, reach and stretch. Next breath, hug the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around yourself, lift the head, chin, and chest into a little ball, engaging the core. And keeping the core engaged, straighten the legs out long in front of you, but keeping the heels a few inches off the ground. Arms come out behind you as your chin, head, and shoulders are still lifted. Exhale, squeeze into that little ball. And release and straighten. Inhale to squeeze. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, straighten. Once more, inhale, coming to wrap your arms around yourself. And then take a few gentle rolls back and forth, massaging out the length of the spine. And then you can roll all the way up, making your way into a tabletop position. Finding your tabletop, measuring it out, shoulders directly over hands, hips over knees. And then staying here, begin to take a few rolls of the shoulders backwards. So really isolating the movements just in the shoulders. So trying to keep your vision in front of you and the back as straight as possible, just loosening up and lubricating the shoulder joints here. And then maybe you can challenge yourself and roll those shoulders forward. So you're going the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then you can just take a few rounds of cats and cows, warming up the spine, loosening things up. Really articulating the movement all the way from the top of the spine to the sacrum. Can rotate the hands, flipping the wrists, fingertips towards the knees, micro bend in the elbows, so not hyperextending. And just take a few circles around yourself. Any movements that feel good, big or small. You can bring your head and shoulders and neck into this. And if you're spinning it one way, spin the other way. Good, flip the wrists back the normal way. Extend the right leg straight out to the right. Seal the outer edge of the right foot down. Tent up onto the fingertips, look out in front of you. And then take a few circles around yourself with your hips, bending deeply into the right knee. So really getting into that right hip joint here. Releasing any tension and stress that we hold in our hips that have built up throughout the week. And then you can circle it the other way. And again, you can bring your head, shoulders, and neck into this as well. Good, and then finding stillness, walk the hands up towards your hips to stand up here. Letting the right hand slide down the right leg as the left arm comes up and overhead, and then peel the heart up toward the ceiling. Big stretch, big opening in the left side of the body, sending the breath into the left lungs, left rib cage. Deep inhale and exhale, release the hands back down to the mat. Lift the right leg straight up towards the right side, and then sweep the right leg all the way back, keeping the right leg lifted. Bend the right knee, bringing the right knee down, but still hovering an inch or two above the mat. And exhale to kick up. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. And we'll just go for 3, 2, and 1. Release right knee back down, tabletop. Other side, extend the left leg straight out to the left, sling the outer edge of the left foot down onto the mat. Tent up onto the fingertips, look forward. Start taking a few circles clockwise with those hips, bending deeply into the left knee. And again, you can bring your torso, upper body into this. Relaxing the muscles in your face, unclenching the jaw, releasing tension in spaces where it's not necessary for the current movement or pose, and then circling it the other way. Good. Finding stillness, and then walk the hands back and then all the way up to your hips. Slide the left hand down the left leg as the right arm comes up and overhead, and then peel the heart up toward the ceiling. And making sure that your left hand is not directly onto the left knee, but either on the thigh or the calves. Good. All the way from your right hip point to your right fingertips, deep stretch. Once more, deep inhale through the nose, and exhale, release, hands back down to the mat. Lift the left leg straight up towards the side. Swing that left leg straight up and back behind you. Release left knee down to the mat, hovering 2 inches. Exhale to lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. And just go for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower down, tabletop. Find your alignment again. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, flat back. Inhale, right arm lifts up towards the side of the room. Open up towards the side. And exhale, threading right arm underneath the left, right ear, right cheek, come down to the mat. Tent up onto the left fingertips. You come off those left fingertips a few inches in front of you. And then pushing into the left hand, rotating around yourself. So gaze goes underneath the left shoulder, left armpit. Beautiful. One more breath. Walk the left hand underneath the left shoulder, pushing through the left hand. Inhale, right arm straight up towards the ceiling, open up towards the side of the room. And exhale, release back down, tabletop. Next, inhale, lift the left arm, open up. Exhale, thread a left arm underneath the right. Bring left ear, left cheek down to the mat. Tent up onto the right fingertips. Can walk them forward a little bit. And then gaze underneath the right armpit, twisting from the crown of your head to your tailbone, twisting along that spit. One more deep inhale through the nose. And then walk right hand underneath the right shoulder, pressing into the right hand. Lift the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. And exhale to release left hand back down, tabletop position. Walk the hands about a palm print in front of you. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. Take any movements you need to really get into the body. Can pedal out your feet. Maybe shift the hips from side to side. Anything that feels good. And then formalizing the dog, so spreading all 10 fingertips wide, really plugging in through the fingertips and the knuckle pads. Slight bend in the knees, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Gaze is in front, right in between your hands. Ears are in line with your biceps. Allowing this to be a release of the spine and the lower back. So really lifting the sit bones straight up as high as you can. Good, and then slowly walk your feet forward. Step by step, all the way to the front of the mat and fold. Keeping your feet hips width distance apart, so that's 2 fists if you were to measure it out. And then deep bend in the knees, so much that your belly touches the tops of your thighs, and then fold. You can interlace the hands, maybe put them behind your head towards the nape of your neck. And just release. Shifting your weight a little bit forward so that you can lift the sit bones straight up towards the ceiling a little bit more, but not losing contact in the upper body and the lower body. So just meeting yourself wherever you're at today and continuing to breathe into the tightness. Two more breaths. And keeping your legs bent, really activating the legs, the glutes, the thighs, pressing into your feet slowly, as slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time. Stacking bone on top of bone. Come up to stand. Head and shoulders come up last. Good, and take a few rolls of the shoulders backwards. Inhale, both arms straight up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers, palms straight up. Feet are in line with the hips. And exhale, lean over to the right, just a few inches. Wrapping the right shoulder in front, heart up towards the sky. Gaze lifts. Inhale through center. Exhale, leaning over to the left side. Bringing that left shoulder in front. Gaze lifts. Heart up. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, dive through, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back, look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step the left leg back, tap the left knee down, untuck the left toes. Inhale, arms come forward and up, Anjaneyasana on the right side. You can grab for opposite elbows here. So perfect fit where your elbow fits perfectly into your palms. Lifting the elbow points straight up towards the ceiling and then bringing them back. Sternum coming through. Deep back bend, open up. One more breath. And release the hands down to the mat to frame the right foot. Extend the right leg, flexing the right heel, seat comes back. Inhale to bend, look forward. Exhale, extend. Inhale to bend. Exhale, extend. And then you can scoot your right heel forward just a few inches so that your back foot, your back leg, is at a 90-degree angle. Then you can walk your hands back so your palms are in line with your shoulders. And if you have your blocks, where did my blocks go? If you have 2 blocks, you can put them right next to you, underneath your hands. This is a deep stretch. Good, and then keeping those toes flexed up towards the ceiling, windshield wipe them from side to side. Beautiful, and then staying here, keep the left hand on the ground, around your blocks, lift the right arm straight up towards the ceiling, look up. Trying to keep your hips squared as much as possible. Continuing to use your breath to soften areas that are tight. Good, release that right arm back down, bending into that right knee, hands come to frame the right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it into your downward facing dog. Option to flush it out by rolling up through an up dog. Knees are lifted, hips are lifted, collarbones wide, gaze lifts. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg straight up and back. Exhale, left foot to left thumb, look forward. Tap the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Inhale, arms forward and up, Anjaneyasana on the left side. Grabbing for opposite elbows, this time switching the forearm that was in front. Elbow points lift up as you inhale and back as you exhale. So we inhale to lengthen to create more space and exhale to open. Once more, inhale to lengthen up towards the sky. Exhale, open up. Release the arms, hands come to frame the left foot. Look forward, extend the left leg, seat comes back. Inhale, bend the left knee, look forward. Exhale to extend. Once more, inhale to bend. Exhale, extend. Stay here, can scooch that left heel forward just a little bit so the back leg is at a 90-degree angle. Grab for the blocks if you need them. Flexing firmly through those left toes as you windshield wipe the toes from side to side. Good, keep the right hand down on the mat as you inhale, left arm straight up, open the torso to the side of the body, gaze lifts. Continuing to breathe in through the nose and out to release. Release the left arm down, rebend the left knee, hands come to frame the left foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, sweep the left leg back into your downward facing dog. And again, option to flush it out through your up dog. Exhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Keep the feet together, deep bend in the knees, look forward, 3 hops to the front of the mat. And fold. Inhale to come all the way up as you press through the soles of your feet. Shoulder, head come up last to stand. Finding balance, stability on both feet. We shift our weight into our left leg as we inhale, right knee into the chest. Butterfly right knee out, open to the right, seal the bottom of the right foot into the inner left thigh or the left calves, anywhere that feels good to you, but not keeping it on the knee. So we want to protect that left knee. And finding your arm variation, so hands can come to your hips, heart center, or all the way up towards the sky. And we've been practicing this for the past couple of weeks, so you want to challenge your balance, you can bring your eyes to a close. Grounding yourself with your breath, the sensations of your body, feeling the soles of the left foot, making contact with the mat, the ground beneath you, as the hands, the fingertips reach up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Hug the right knee back into the chest. Extend that right leg long out in front of you. Flexing firmly through the right toes, lift it a little bit higher. Engage the core, lift, 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 and release all the way down to the mat. Give it a little shake. Other side. Shift the weight into the right leg, grounding down through the right feet. Hug the left knee into the chest. Butterfly left knee out open to the left side, and then seal the bottom of the left foot into the inner right thigh or calves. Hands to hips, heart center, all the way up. Again, finding that point of focus in front of you, your drishti. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can close your eyes, bringing your awareness to your breath, the sensations and subtleties of the body. Finding stillness and balance. So good, you guys. Deep inhale and exhale, hug the left knee into the chest. Send the left leg straight out in front of you. Using the core, holds it up higher. Flex those toes, lift the leg, and release all the way down. Shake it out. You can shake out the arms, the legs, everything. Just give it a little shake. Good. Next, inhale, arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and dive forward. Inhale, step the left leg back, low lunge. And this time we'll stay here and extend the right leg as we fold forward, coming onto the toes, the ball mound of the left foot. Inhale to bend the right knee, look forward, low lunge. Exhale, extend and fold. Keeping both of your hips squared towards the front of the mat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. Twice more on your own breath. And then next time you're in your forward fold, can scooch the back foot forward a few inches. Maybe you can ground down that left foot at a 45-degree angle. Maybe you can lift the right foot up towards the ceiling, so flexing through the right feet. Or another option is to just rock back and forth, so keeping both feet pointing forward, and you're going from heel, toe, where you're lifting the back heel and then lifting the right toes. And again, keeping a micro bend in both legs and not overextending. Cool, and then finding stillness here, left foot comes down on a 45-degree angle. Can grab for a block, place that underneath the left hand. As you inhale, right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Revolve triangle. Arms are straight, and hips are trying to square towards the front of the mat. Nice. One more breath. And release the top arm back down. You can remove the block. Both hands come to frame the right leg. Back toes point straight towards the front of the mat. Sweep the right leg straight all the way up and back. Bend the right knee, open up the right hip. You can take a few circles with the right knee. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Straighten up the right leg, three-legged dog, square the hips, and release the right foot back down. Inhale to pull it forward through your up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg straight up. Bend the left knee, open up the left hip. Take a few circles with the left knee. Oops. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Straighten out the left leg, square the hips. Step the left foot to the left thumb, look forward, low lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg and fold. coming up onto the toes of your right foot. Inhale, bend the left knee, look forward, low lunge. And exhale to fold. Take it a few rounds on your own breath. Opening up the hips, stretching out the hamstrings. And next time your left leg is extended, can scooch the right foot forward a few inches and then rock it forward and back. So as your right heel comes down, maybe your left toes come up. And as your left toes come down, maybe your right heel comes up. Can rock it forward and backwards, keeping a micro bend in both knees. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. And if this is a little much for you, you can also place blocks underneath your hands if it's a little bit too intense. Good. And then pivot the right foot down at a 45-degree angle, keeping a block underneath the right hand. As you inhale, left arm straight up towards the ceiling as you rotate and twist to the left side of the room. Creating a straight line of energy from your left hand to the right. Trying to wrap that right hip forward towards the front of the mat as your left hip comes back. Good. One more breath. And release. Left hand down. Hands come to frame the left foot. Sweep the left leg straight up and back. Three-legged dog. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Feet come together. Look forward. 2 hops to the front of the mat. And fold. Inhale to come all the way up, 1 vertebrae at a time to stand. Arms reach up, gaze lifts. Exhale at heart, hands to heart center. Take a few breaths, restabilizing, reconnecting. Soften the gaze. Unclench the jaw. We'll take a few rounds of sun salutations today. Inhale, arms reach up, gaze lifts. Exhale, hinge at the hips and dive forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step it back into your plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale to lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Feet together, walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. And fold. Inhale to come all the way up to stand. Arms reach up and overhead, slight back bend. Exhale, hands at heart center. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale, arms lift, gaze lifts. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step it back into your plank. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, step it forward. And exhale to fold. Inhale to come all the way up, rise up, arms lift, gaze lifts, back bend. Exhale, hands at heart center. Deep inhale, fill up, expand. Exhale, release. One more round. Inhale, gaze lifts, arms lifts. Exhale, dive through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step it back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step it forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale to come all the way up, rise up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to clear it out. can place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Soft gaze or bring the eyes to a gentle close. Reconnecting and just feeling the sensations of the body. If your eyes are closed, you can gently flutter them open. Onto the next thing. So finding stability in both feet, both legs, grounding down. Shift the weight into the left leg as you hug the right knee into the chest. Big hug. Staying here, so keeping your knee where it is, rounding through the spine, the upper back, grab for the bottom of the right foot. Can interlace your hands, making a little basket for the right foot. Yeah, so it's the top of the body is coming to meet the lower body if the lower body has difficulty coming up to meet the top. Staying here, and then option to stay here and balance, or option to straighten out that right leg any amount. Any amount today. Trying to keep the contact between upper body and lower body. Gaze is forward, toes are flexed. Elbows come down in line with that right leg. And you can just play with it. If you fall, you can get right back in. Grounding down through that standing leg, keeping a micro bend so you're not overextending. And when you're all good, you can bend that right knee and coming out of it the way we came in and slowly lowering that right leg to the ground as you stand up nice and tall. Shake it out. Good, and we're just gonna go directly into the other side. So shifting the weight into the right leg, grounding down through that right foot, hug the left knee into the chest. Keeping your left knee here, folding forward, rounding the upper spine, the torso. So the top of the body comes to meet the bottom. Interlace the fingers underneath the left foot. Nice little basket. Can just stay here for today if that feels good, or you can extend the left leg any amount forward. Keeping your vision forward, gaze forward, left foot flexed. Keeping contact between belly and left thigh. Rooting down through the standing leg. Yeah, leg is activated, leg is burning. If you fall out, you can get right back in. And just play with it. Good, Sophia. And rebend the left knee. Release the left foot. Coming up to stand. Nice. Shake it out. Good. Finding yourself at the top of the mat. Feet are in line with the hips, arms alongside of the body. And then step the left leg back as the arms come up for your high lunge. Tucking the tailbone down underneath you, reaching up high through the fingertips. And then bringing your hands to heart center. Inhale to lengthen. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twisting over to the right, hooking left elbow over right knee. Gaze goes up. Deep bend into that right knee as you twist and rotate. Next inhale brings us back up high, arms lift. Exhale, both hands onto the inside of the right foot. Heel toe right foot to the right side of the mat. And we're coming into our lizard pose. So option to stay here. Second option to walk the forearms down to the mat. Gaze is forward, opening up the collarbones. Still letting your heart shine through in this pose, hugging that right knee into the right shoulder. One more breath. And then come back onto the palms of your hands. You can sweep that right leg all the way back. Plank pose. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. Bending in the knees. Hips come up high. Pushing out of the mat, out of your shoulders. Breathing into the space underneath the belly button. Good. Next inhale, left leg straight up and back. And exhale, left foot to left thumb. Look forward. Can scooch the back foot in just a few inches. Finding your balance and stability, look forward. And then arms come up and overhead, high lunge. Tucking that tailbone down, knitting the rib cage in. Reaching up through the fingertips. And then hands come to heart center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twisting over to the left, hooking right elbow over left knee. Gaze goes over the left shoulder. Deep bend into that left knee, keeping it at a 90-degree angle. And twisting a little bit more. Good, one more breath. And bring it all the way back up to stand. Arms come up high. And exhale, both hands onto the inside of the left foot. Heel toe, left foot to the left edge of the mat. Lizard pose. Option 1 to stay here. Gazes forward. Option 2, lower down onto your forearms. Forearms are straight, parallel to one another. Collarbones widen, heart comes through, hugging left knee to left shoulder. Lifting up through the right knee, really activating that back leg. One more breath. And come back up onto the palms of your hands. Sweep the left leg all the way back, plank pose. The hips up and high, downward facing dog. Inhale, pull it forward, wave it forward, up dog. Tap the knees down, seat comes back, child's pose. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling to open up, offer something up. A moment to deepen the breath, widen the breath. Expanding and contracting the lungs. Flip the hands, palms onto the mat. Pull it forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and high. Exhale, right knee forward, right shin down, coming through pigeon pose on the right side. Left leg is straight out behind you. Sitting up nice and tall, and then folding over any amount. If you have a block and want to put that under your forehead, if that feels good, you can do so. Releasing any tension in the neck, the shoulders, upper back, torso. Staying here for a few rounds of breath. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly, using your hands, supporting yourself, walking Your torso up to sit, tucking the back toes. Lift the back knee as you step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg straight up and back. Exhale, left knee forward, left shin down on a diagonal, right leg straight back. Untuck the right toes, sitting up nice and tall, nice and centered. And then folds forward any amount. If you have that block, need that block, make yourself comfortable. Relaxing, releasing into this pose. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly walk it back up to sit, staying on the ground. Sweep the right leg in front of you. Both legs long out in front of you. Can give it a little shake. And then sitting up on your sit bones, so you can push yourself forward or pull the fleshy part of your butt out from underneath you. Bending in the left knee, butterfly left knee out to the side as you seal the bottom of the left foot into the inner right thigh. And then keeping your spine nice and tall, folding forward any amount. Flexing firmly through those right toes, pulling those right toes towards your face. Keeping a micro bend in the right knee. You can just release the head, neck, shoulders. One more breath. And slowly walk your hands back up towards your seat. Left knee comes up towards the ceiling, and then left foot comes over the right thigh. Kickstand the left hand behind you as you inhale, right arm straight up toward the ceiling, gaze lifts. Exhale, twisting over to the left, hooking right elbow over left knee, gaze goes over left shoulder. And twist. Keeping your back nice and straight. Beautiful release, coming back through center. Straighten out that left leg. Bending into the right knee. Butterfly right knee out open to the right, sealing the bottom of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. Lengthening the spine, crown of the head floats up towards the ceiling, and then fold over the left leg any amount. Flexing firmly through the left feet, left toes come in towards your face. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Micro bend in the left knee. Not resisting, but letting gravity help you here. Good, one more breath. Walk the hands back towards the seat, lifting the right knee up towards the ceiling, stepping right foot over left thigh, kickstand a right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling, gaze follows the left hand. Exhale, twist over to the right, left elbow over right knee, gaze now goes over the right shoulder. And we inhale to lengthen, exhale to rotate. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, rotate. Good, coming back through center. Both legs long out in front of you, give it a little shake. Bending in the knees, scooch the seat forward. Come to lay down on the mat. Arms above the head, or you can grab for opposite elbows here. Knees come to the edges of the mat, and you can just gently windshield wipe the knees from side to side. Releasing any tension in the lower back. And then next time both knees are over towards the right, you can stay here. Maybe if it feels good in the knees, you can stack the right foot, right ankle over the left knee. So this feels like a little mini self-adjustment. Lengthening out the left side of the body. Creating more space. And uncross the feet. Both knees come over to the left side. And if it feels good in the knees, you can stack left ankle over right knee. Feeling yourself create more space in the right side of the body. Good, release the cross of the feet. Knees come back towards center. Feet come in line with the hips. Knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around yourself. Big hug. Feet come up towards the ceiling, grabbing for the outer edges of both feet. Full happy baby. Knees into armpits. Armpits into knees. And you can roll from side to side. Maybe straighten out one leg and the other. Just noticing how your body might feel different since the start of practice. Hug the knees back into the chest and release. Options today, so you can just come into your Shavasana if that feels good to you, or if you have a wall nearby, you can do legs up the wall where you're scooching your seat all the way to make contact with the wall, and then your legs come straight up. So your options, your choice for today, whatever you need to take for your last pose. And wherever you are, you can bring your eyes to a gentle close. No longer manipulating the breath, allowing the body to heavy into the ground, the mat, the earth beneath you. Heavying the shoulders, the hips, the hands. Just taking a moment to allow yourself to reap the benefits of the practice today. Slowly bringing awareness back into your body, back into the space, beginning to deepen the breath, widen the breath, expanding the capacity of the lungs. Bringing awareness back into the body through sensations, the fingertips, the toes, the feet, the calves, backs of the legs, the glutes, lower back, belly, shoulders, back of the neck, crown of the head. And just begin to take subtle movements, maybe with the toes and the fingertips. And taking your time and being gentle with yourself. Whenever you're ready, you can roll over to one side, keeping the eyes closed. And then slowly pushing your way back up into a comfortable seat. Sitting tall, sitting well. Lengthening through the spine, crown of the head floats up towards the ceiling. As you ground down and root down into the earth beneath you, through the ankles, feet, sit bones. Bring both hands to heart center, pressing right hand into left hand into the right. Deep inhale through the nose, fill up, and exhale to release. Feel free to close out this practice any way you would like. And thank you guys for practicing with me today.